If I can have everyone's attention for just 1 minute. My name is Mark Zollo. I'm the owner and the chef of the restaurant. Welcome to the Cornerstone Bistro. For those of you who haven't been here before, you're in for a treat. Not that I'm bragging, it's just the truth. We're going to start at exactly 7 o'clock. Save room. I know you love your wine and your alcohol, but we have 6 different beers you're going to try, 6 different wines you're going to try, and 6 different entrees you're going to enjoy. So take your time, enjoy the evening. We have some professionals, people who are in the industry of winemaking and beer making. They're going to tell you a little bit about the beers and wines that you're going to be enjoying after each meal. I'm going to tell you why I picked the entree for each beverage. In front of you there's a sheet that has everything that's going to happen this evening. What's paired with what, and we want you to vote. On the back of that sheet, there's a voting card. We want you to vote on your favorite, whether it's a beer or a wine. So there's a pen there. We're going to collect the cards at the end of the night, and we're going to find out who the true king of beverage is. All right? These beers that we're going to be enjoying are craft beers. Craft beers are made in a smaller quantity. And they're the best craft beers that are available to me as a restaurateur. The wine that is paired with these menu items are the favorite wines and the most selling wines from this restaurant. They're also in the middle of the range. That's the $45, $55, $65 range. The $35 that we're asking you to donate to the restaurant this evening is going to help us pay for those items. So, notice I said help us pay for those items. You should be able to really tell the difference if you're a wine drinker. We want you to become a beer drinker by the end of the evening. If you're a beer drinker, we want you to become a wine drinker by the end of the evening. Now, these aren't your Bud Lights and your Michelob Ultras and your, everyday beers that you would have in your refrigerator. And then again, these aren't your Rianides and your, shelf-bought from Publix wines either. So enjoy the evening, take your time, enjoy your martini for now, and then save room for these 6 wonderful beers and 6 wonderful wines. And we're going to start right at 7 o'clock. All right? Thanks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Very good. Welcome to the Cornerstone Bistro. My name is Mark Zollo. I'm the owner and the chef of the restaurant, and I'd like to thank you for coming to the last beer, wine tasting of the year. It's also the first beer and wine tasting of the year. The young ladies' room is right there, my dear. Right through the archway. You're on speaker. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Now I know how the comedians feel at a show. You good? Okay. I'll wait for you. I'm here for you, brother. All right. This evening we have 6 different beers versus 6 different wines. The fine folks from Southern Wine and Spirits have put their reputation on the line against the fine folks of Southern Eagle. Southern Eagle is AKA Anheuser-Busch Budweiser, the true king of beers. But we want to find out who the true king of beverages is. Does beer stand up to wine? Or is wine the ultimate dinner drink? This young lady says yes. But she fails to realize that there are what we call craft beers. Craft beers are the premium beer beverage of today. It's kind of like the Rolls-Royce of the car. Well, craft beers that we've chosen this evening are the Rolls-Royce of beers. So we've put them against the Rolls Royce of wines for this restaurant with 6 different entrees. If I can get this group over here to please sit down, we can enjoy our evening. I'm wonderful. How are you? Good to see you. How you been? Okay. In front of you, you have a little card. On that card, it tells you what's going to happen this evening and how it's going to happen and what we want to try and accomplish. What we want to try and accomplish is making a wine drinker a craft beer drinker. Letting the beer aficionado understand that there's wines out there that they might enjoy. And letting the beer drinker, like this Heineken drinker right here who's going to ruin his palate with that stuff, let him know that there's some fantastic craft beers out there that he can enjoy instead of the old-fashioned Heineken that's going to be heavy on his stomach and he won't be able to finish my wonderful dessert.
I'm so glad I came tonight.
So what we'd like to do is on the back of that card there's a scorecard and it'll tell you beer if you enjoy that more during that entree, or the wine if you'd enjoy that more during that entree. And then we're going to collect them at the end of the night and we're going to find out who is the true king of beverage. And if you have time, we'd like for you to put your email address on the bottom, because we've got some things that we want to tell you what we're doing here at the Cornerstone Bistro for the rest of the season. There's 6 meals that come along with this beverage. They're tapas style meals. And what I mean by tapas style is it's a full entree brought into just something that you can enjoy with that specific meal. Something very small, but again, very rich. The first entree we're going to enjoy this evening is a Polynesian chicken tenderloin. It's been marinating for 7 days in soy sauce, Kona coffee, orange juice, and herbes de Provence. Herbes de Provence are from France. They're a great herb that goes well with poultry. I'd like to introduce the Southern Wine and Spirits representative who's going to talk about the Nobilo. The Nobilo Sauvignon Blanc. And Connie, you're going to take that microphone right there. The Nobilo Sauvignon Blanc should be a wonderful experience with this Polynesian chicken tenderloin. And to compare, the Nobilo is a Kona 5 Rock craft beer. And my friends from Southern Eagle are going to take care of that. So at this moment, let me pass you along to Connie. Connie works for Southern Wine and Spirits. She's very knowledgeable in the wines that we're utilizing this evening. And again, I'd like to thank you all for showing up. Remember, there's people outside. There's reggae music outside. I have a guitar singer that's going to be playing music in between each meal. And it should be a fun evening. If you have questions, walk up to the microphone and ask your question so everyone can hear it. If it's for me, if it's for the wine people from Southern Wine and Spirits, or if it's from the people from Southern Eagle. It's more of a lesson. It's more of a class. We want to teach you about craft beers, and we want to teach the beer drinker, this wonderful Heineken gentleman over here, we want to teach him about wine. All right? So enjoy your evening. Connie?
Good evening. My name is Connie Hunter. I am a representative with Southern Wine and Spirits. I partner with Mark. He's one of my good accounts. You guys are in for a treat tonight. What else can I say? He's done some great job with the food, the wine pairing. Okay. I'm going to go into a little bit about the wine. As you know, it's been around since the dawn of time. Nothing new. It's not a new beverage. I believe there was an instance where water was converted into wine. I wish I could do it. I have not put my finger on how to do that yet. But it's a great beverage, great food beverage, and the acids in the wine help digest with the food. So it's a very easy drinking beverage with food. Tonight we have the first one that we're starting with, Nobilo Sauvignon Blanc out of New Zealand. In 1943, Nicola Nobilo planted those first grape vines, and he has become kind of the benchmark for the Sauvignon Blanc in New Zealand. He's taken it full course. He has definitely put the benchmark on what a Sauvignon Blanc grape is now in New Zealand. The wine is going to exhibit, characteristics of grapefruit, citrus fruits. They are stainless steel fermented, so you're going to have a real clean finish to them. Again, it's a great pairing wine for what Mark has got going. So enjoy it with your first course.
Good evening. My name is Billie Jean. I'm here on behalf of Southern Eagle Budweiser. I want to take you guys on a little journey tonight with your beer. It's going to be a little different than what you're used to. No Bud, no Bud Light. We're going all craft. Our first beer tonight, we have Fire Rock. It's from a brewer called Kona. They've been brewing since 1995. They're from Hawaii. Their mission is to tap into the aloha spirit and bring forth the flavor of the island paradise. Fire Rock is a copper-colored ale. It's made from roasted malts and a selection of premium hops. It is bold in flavor and aroma. The hops will give it a pleasant citrus smell, even though there's no citrus in the brewing process. Fire Rock is a hop-dominated beer, so it is going to accentuate the taste of your satay. You will smell the citrus aroma from the hops, and it will blend well with the pineapple relish. Enjoy your first dish.
Awesome. That's why I'm here. Sound like an auctioneer. Yes. He's done with his Heineken. My friend from Southern Eagle says thank you. By the way, this is the gentleman that made this happen. This guy here. He's about this close to being president of Southern Eagle, and we want to make him go that extra mile. Actually, he's a phenomenal, not just a vendor, but Southern Eagle, as far as a vendor is concerned, they're probably the most professional group I've ever worked with, and I've been in the hospitality industry now 32 years. So thank you very much. Okay, I have a gentleman over here that has the dreads. So he's going to enjoy this next beer because it's called Rastafarian Rye. What we did with the Rastafarian Rye collection is we made a Jamaican jerk lollipop pork chop. And why do they call it a lollipop? Well, if you hold it up by the bone, it kind of looks like a lollipop. It's a French pork loin pork chop. And we've marinated in some very spicy Jamaican jerk rub with lemon juice, lime juice, and a little bit of tequila, just in case you don't get that kick with the rest of the stuff you're drinking. There's a risotto that the Italians use that we use with cheese and cream and butter. It's called risotto. And we made a little twist with it. We put mango and papaya, cucumber, red onion, And it's kind of a different twist on the risotto. We're also going to compare this beer with a Clos d'Aval Cabernet Sauvignon. The Clos d'Aval Cabernet Sauvignon is a very rich, strong red wine. Should go very, very well with the Jamaican lollipop pork chop. So we want to compare the two beverages, the beer against the wine, and let me know what you think, which one went better with the pork, okay? This time, Billie Jean is going to go first. Let her talk about this beer. The reason we have women presenting these two companies is because most people enjoy listening to someone visually, if you know what I mean. And Billie Jean has all the qualities of listening to on a visual respect.
Thank you, Chef.
How are you?
Before I go on, I just want to show everyone, we're going to set these by the front door so you can see them when you leave. This is the Fire Rock, this is the Kona, this is the first one you had. If you go out in the market, you can purchase these in Publix, Total Wine, any of your local liquor stores. Let me give you guys a visual on what you'll see. That way when you go to buy it, you know what you're looking for. So this is the Fire Rock. And the second one is by Blue Point, Rastafari Rye. Okay. Blue Point is a brewer that some of you might be familiar with. Their flagship brand is called Toasted Lager. Some of you might have had it. This one's a little different. Rastafari Rye is a rye craft. It is brewed by Blue Point. Blue Point's a great brewer. They're out of Long Island. They're just two regular guys that decided they were going to make great beer. So they started, and this is your result. Rastafari Rye is a deep copper rye ale. It has a moderate bitterness and a slight spiciness. It is sour that you'll get from the rye. It has an alcohol content of 7.5. When it comes to the food pairing, you will taste a balance between the rye malt and the spiciness of the hops. It will not overpower the jerk seasoning, but it's going to help to cool your palate. Yet the flavor has enough body to stand up to the heartiness of the pork. Enjoy.
Okay, everyone, our next course is featuring the Clos d'Aval Cabernet out of Napa Valley. As you know, Napa Valley is known for making some really great Cabernets due to the terroir, the climate, the soil, the amount of rainfall that is produced as well. The wine, as Mark mentioned, is going to be very, very full-bodied. It's going to have medium tannin structure, so you're going to get a little bit of something on the palate when you do. The Clos d'Aval actually has a cute story behind it. It was mythological gods that the three daughters of Zeus always raised their glasses to toast to friends, food, and wine. So there you have it. Everybody raise your glass to friends, food, and wine. Enjoy.
How you doing, right? Good, man. Go ahead. You enjoyed it? Ooh, that's a good one. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, so far so good? Okay, it's kind of like the first 9. I'm just getting warmed up. The next beer is my favorite. The next wine is my favorite. And the next entree is, guess what? My favorite. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, can I have your attention? Because this one is my favorite. Okay. Duck confit. Does everyone know what duck confit is? Has anyone not heard of duck confit? Raise your hand. Okay. I'm sure you've shot a few ducks in your day, right? Duck confit, we put these ducks in the oven yesterday morning. We marinated them last Sunday. It's the most expensive dish you will ever eat at Windows on the Green in New York City. To have duck confit on your menu, you got to be crazy in the head because it's very, very labor intense. Everyone who's talking must have made duck confit before. Duck confit is the most labor-intensive entree you can make. It's also the richest and most flavorful dish you could serve. It starts out with just a raw duck. We marinate it in so many different things to bring out the natural flavor from the juice of the fat. If you are on heart medication, blood thinners, please pass this one up. That's my dad. He can't have this. It's like the marrow in veal ossobuco. It's a very natural, high intense, high cholesterol dish. He's rubbing his belly out. So we've cooked these ducks for 2 days. We've marinated them for a week. We're adding to the top of the duck an onion jam. And an onion jam consists of red onion reduced and rendered and lots of sugar. And we're also adding fresh apricot that has been reduced in white wine and lots of sugar. This one is leaning a little bit more towards the beer. And I've been told not to tell you why, so you should figure that one out yourself. Try a little bit of the duck, try a little bit of the apricot, and then try that beer. Has everybody got that? A little bit of the duck, a little bit of the apricot, and then try the beer. And a little question mark's going to go off in your head, and you're going to say, I got it. It's the onion. No. All right? So you guys try it, and you let me know what you think. The wine that we're pairing with this is a Rodney Strong. Okay? It's not a Esser Pinot Noir. It's a Rodney Strong Pinot Noir. They're both in the same category. They both have the same flavors. They both hit your palate the same way. Connie's going to tell you a little bit about the Rodney Strong, so I'm going to pass it over to Connie, okay? Enjoy the duck.
Okay, I'm sure you're all familiar with Rodney Strong. This Pinot Noir, believe it or not, has just scored a 91 in Wine Spectator. It is all Russian River fruit. It's going to be lighter in style and body, which Mark has paired it with. We've taken this wine and aged it in vanilla oak barrels. So you're going to have that little hint of vanilla with some fresh black cherry and blackberry fruits on the finish. Again, Sonoma County fruit. Absolutely a wonderful Pinot Noir. I think Rodney Strong doesn't do anything wrong. So keeping that in mind, enjoy it with your third course.
Okay, your beer tonight, guys, is Magic Hat, number 9. Some of you might be asking, why number 9? Well, Magic Hat is a small craft brewer. They're out of Burlington, Vermont, and they started with number 1. Number 1 wasn't great. Number 2 wasn't great, nor was number 3. But eventually, they got to number 9, and that's the one that stuck. Number 9 is what we're calling a beer cloaked in secrecy. They won't tell you what the secret ingredient is, but I challenge all of you tonight to try this and tell me what that is. So tonight we feel that number 9 is going to pair amazingly with the apricot jam, but yet not overpower the flavor of the duck. So please enjoy this meal.
Congratulations on Iron Chef.
Oh, I was telling these guys, it's like going up against Kentucky Fried Chicken and Burger King. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody need to take a break? Okay, good. Don't say that too loud. People are here. How are you? Great to see you.
Great.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed the duck. I certainly enjoyed making it. It definitely is my favorite dish, and hopefully we turn some heads today, and people realize that franchises could never do what we do here, never. And it's been a pleasure. We've been here last week. We've been here 2 years, and to see this restaurant full is awesome. 2-year anniversary in this town is tough to do, let me tell you. Okay, Leffe beer. Leffe beer and Louis Latour Poulet Foussé. Where are we going? We're going to France. Food-wise, we're going to the West Coast. That would be grilled swordfish for you. Grilled swordfish is one of my favorites. It's a steaky type of fish. It's not flaky at all. It's the white tuna. You can put it that way. If you're a tuna eater, this is swordfish. It's a very mellow, sweet steak type of fish. Very firm. So what did we put with it? We put an old-fashioned Italian sauce. Everyone know what zabaglione is, or zabaglione? Zabaglione is egg yolk, sugar, and champagne. Very, very rich, but very, very flavorful. Most Italians use it with Marsala wine, and they put it on top of strawberries with whipped cream. I'm putting it on top of a piece of grilled swordfish that is going to enhance the flavor of both the Louis Latour and the Leffe wine and beer. The flour that comes on the plate comes from Hawaii. It's an edible flour. You can actually eat it. Not too many people do because they're quite scared to eat edible flowers, but you definitely can. So I think this time, Billie Jean's up first, and she's going to tell you why she thinks that the Leffe beer is going to beat France's white Louis Latour. All right? Thank you.
Okay, with the left, let me introduce you guys to a different style of beer. Left is on the lighter side of imports, but it's going to be totally different to your palate than what you've tried before. Left is going to be more of a full-bodied beer You're going to taste hints of banana and clove. A little bit of history about the beer. Lef is a Belgian Abbey ale. A Belgian Abbey ale is dry, fruity, light, and spiced. It is full and creamy. The tradition of the Abbey ale dates back to 1240. The monks started making the beer. They brewed it for the passers and the people of the community. The beer is going to be hearty, and as I said, hints of banana and clove. The swordfish will be medium-bodied with a light flavor, so it's not going to take away from the left, but the left will complement the sweetness of the champagne sauce. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to France. We are going to take a little tour. We're going to Louis Latour, as we call it, Pouet-Foussé. As you know, Pouet-Foussé is a white Burgundy from the Macon village in France. Very light in style. You're going to taste a lot of mineral. It is a true style French wine. Stainless steel fermented these days. It's going to have a little bit of hint of stone fruits, plus a nice little finish of some lemon, which is why I'm thinking that this would be a perfect complement to the oil of the swordfish with a little bit of the finish of the lemon in the Louis Latour. As you know, when you think Pouet-Foussé, Louis Latour is one of the most well-known Pouet-Foussés out there. So again, enjoy, and I'll be checking with you on feedback.
Ready? All right. If I can get everyone's attention, please.
That's the big guy.
That's the big kahuna.
With the little feather.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to try and do now is we're going to go to a whole different flavor than what you just had. I saw a lot of the swordfish go back because we peaked with our duck and we slid down to the bottom with the swordfish. Is that true? Okay. At least I'm man enough to admit it, right? Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to bring you back up then. So we're going to start with a marinated carne asada steak. And this is a poor man's filet mignon. It's got fantastic flavor, and it goes well with a Spanish-styled beverage. The Negra Modella beer against the Negra Modella beer against the Campo Viejo Reserve. Campo Viejo Reserve is a very peppery type of red wine. So we decided to put it with this carne asada steak with black beans and rice in a chimichurri glaze. Chimichurri sauce is heavy garlic, extra virgin olive oil, parsley, and shallot, salt and pepper. It's a very common dish for the Spaniards. And this dish is geared more towards this wine. I have to say, I kind of forced it to give wine a chance because I think just by applause, who's winning so far, beer or wine? So we'll go with the beer first. Beer? And how about the wine drinkers? Wow. That's tough to beat.
Tough to beat.
Okay, so beer, exactly. Connie from Southern Wine and Spirits is going to tell you a little bit about this Campo Viejo. It's a fantastic red wine. It goes very well with steak, and it should go very well with this carne asada. So, Connie?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving France and we're going to Spain. Campo Viejo translates to old fields. The winery has been around since about the 1700s. What they would do is when the soldiers came back from war, instead of compensating them with do-re-mi, they would give them land. Those that survived the war, they awarded them with acres. And on those acres, they planted grapes. So as you'll know, being called its old fields because it's been around for so long, it is a Tempranillo grape from the Rioja district of Spain. You're going to find that on the palate, it's going to exhibit ripe blackberries, cherries, and a little bit of bright red fruits, but you're also going to have a lovely finish of a little pepper. So indeed, Mark was right with pairing that with what he's got going on tonight on your next course. So enjoy and welcome to Spain.
All right, a little bit about the beer, guys. As I've said before, here's the bottle. If you want to see what it looks like, this is your Negro Modelo. A little bit of history about this beer. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Corona. This is the same brewer, Grupo Modelo. They brew Corona, Corona Light, Pacifico, and Negro Modelo. Okay, this is a dark style beer. But unlike most of the dark beers that you folks are used to trying, most dark beers are a stout. They're heavy, they're thick, they have a chocolate taste, very thick molasses. This beer is not going to be like that. It's going to look dark, but it's going to taste very light. You're going to be very surprised. It still has an alcohol content of 5.4, and it's going to pair with the carne asada unlike no other. Okay? The steak with the beer is going to be great. You're going to have a sweetness of the beans that's going to follow with the Modelo. Enjoy.
If I could just take a minute. You know, there's a lot of ways you can become successful, but there's only one true way in this town to become successful, and that's to have a great team behind you. And I'd like to thank the team in the kitchen. I think they did a phenomenal job. Didn't I? He did wash his hands before he came out to the bathroom. You know, we take many things for granted in this world. We take many things for granted in this world, but there's one person in this room that has given up her life for the kids of Dade County. And today, She's here because she finally retired from the Dade County School Board after how many years?
32.
32 years of service. Mary Gail Bozzella, stand up and take a bow. Dealing with kids in Dade County after 32 years, you deserve a drink. Okay, we've come to, if I can have your attention, I know everyone's excited to pay the bill and go home and say they've had the best time of their life. But if I can have your attention just for 2 minutes. I think it's been one hell of an evening. For me as the owner and the entrepreneur in this city, to see this restaurant full of 186 people is awesome. So thank you very much. The folks in the back private dining room, if no one's ever been here, if you haven't been here before, we have a wonderful private dining room here in the back that accommodates up to 12 people. We design a menu for you. It's basically your dining room in my restaurant. The next couple of weeks, we're going to do some things that are out of the norm here at the restaurant. We're going to do our first Sunday brunch for Easter. So please join us for Easter for Sunday brunch. It's $25 a person. I don't think you can go anywhere in the state of Florida for $25 and do a Sunday brunch for Easter. Mother's Day, we're going to do the same thing. And Father's Day, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a Sunday brunch to thank the people of Port St. Lucie and the Treasure Coast for becoming part of our family. Now, this dessert, this last pairing between beer and wine, my friends from Southern Eagle have said that this one is, they're going to hit it out of the ballpark. They're going to make everyone in here a beer drinker. It's called woodchuck cider. And what do you put with woodchuck cider? What do you make with cider? Apples. So we took some apples and we sauteed them in butter and cinnamon, and we filled them up into a puff pastry dough, and we designed it on a plate so it looks like a flower. What are we comparing this woodchuck cider to? A St. Michel Riesling. A Riesling is a little bit of a sweeter wine. So they both should go very, very well together, and it's up to you to decide which one goes best. After you folks have decided on your final pairing, please hand your paper to your server, because we want to total it up, we want to put it online, we want to put these things on our Facebook page, we want to put it on our YouTube page, and we want to tell you who the true king of beverage is, at least in Port St. Lucie. So at this time, I think, Connie, you're up. Connie's going to talk about the St. Michel Riesling, all right? Connie from Southern Wine and Spirits.
All righty then, we are on the last course, and we are going to Washington State, home of the best Rieslings ever. Due to the fact that the climate, the conditions, and the growing ground is excellent for Rieslings, Washington State is one of the best Rieslings around without leaving the country. Tonight we're featuring Chateau St. Michel Riesling. It's going to have a little bit of residual sugar in it, and I agree Mark did a great pairing with what you got going on for dessert. As you know, a Riesling is its own grape. Some can be dry and some can be sweet, some are semi-sweet, but this one tonight is a sweeter varietal, and it'll be perfect with what you got going on for dessert. So enjoy, and I hope you all score well on your scoring cards. Thanks again. Good night.
All right, I think the first thing I want to say is I want to thank Chef Mark for letting us be here tonight and letting us showcase our wines and our beer along with your absolutely wonderful food. Let's all give him a round of applause, please. Chef Mark. Second thing I want to say is I want to thank all of you wine and liquor drinkers that are here tonight for trying our beers. That's what we're here for. We're here to branch you guys out, bring you into a new open area, something you might have never tried before. That's what this night was about. And I hope that all of you that maybe were wine drinkers coming into this, you at least sipped at least one of the beers that we featured tonight, and maybe you got a palate for something different. That's what we were out for, and that's what I hope we achieve. So I want to thank all of you for opening yourselves to something new. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay. And last, I want to feature our last beer of the evening. It is called Woodchuck. Let me give you guys a visual on what you're going to look for when you go out to your supermarkets, your Publix, your local stores, and you look for this beer. This is a cider. It is not a beer, okay? It falls under something different. If you guys don't know, beer brews under the German purity laws. It has 4 main ingredients. Cider is a little bit different. The reason why cider is different, they take a hard cider, well, they take a regular cider, which is an apple juice that's been left to ferment and made into a cider, which has got an alcohol content about 12.0. They take that, they reduce it down to a regular cider, which brings you down to a 4.0 between a 5.0, which is what you guys are drinking. It's a hard cider. It's called Woodchuck, and it's absolutely fabulous. It's going to pair with your dessert tonight, your almond apple crisp, like no other. Those of you guys that normally drink Riesling or Pinot Grigio or maybe even a really sweet Chardonnay, this is for you. This is your dessert. Please enjoy your Riesling or your Woodchuck and drink it as you would a Riesling. Enjoy and have a good night. Thank you.
Southern Wine and Spirits, Connie. She's probably having a beverage. There she is. Thank you very much. I have to say thank you to the whole team of Southern Eagle. Thank you very much, Southern Eagle. Manny, we appreciate the music in the background. We got, if you're into reggae, there's a reggae guy outside playing the steel drums. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's been a wonderful experience for me and hopefully for you. If you've never been to this restaurant on a regular daily evening, it's quite wonderful. It's not your everyday franchise. If you don't have our menu, we have a phenomenal menu. We make everything fresh right in front of you in the kitchen. And they say it's a little expensive, but it's well worth it. I'd like to, by applause, how many people enjoyed the wine more than they enjoyed the beer? And by applause, how many people enjoyed the beer more than the wine? Wow, they came back. The beer came back. Southern Eagle is the champion of beers, and they are now the champion of beverage. This has done two things for this restaurant. It's shown people that the beers that we provided this evening, you should drink just like wine. That's what I tried to bring to this arena. If you tasted some of these beers, you taste certain flavors in the beginning and then a lot of flavors in the end, just like a wine. So let's try and make the balance, wine versus beer, a little bit closer. Let's try the sales of beer a little bit closer instead of so many wine drinkers. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening and drive home safely. Thanks.